Hey guys, Steve here. Well, welcome to my YouTube channel. I've got another video today and it's on this great little spot we drove past the other day on our way down to Foxbar Falls. So make sure you check that video out, or I might have a couple of videos for that. But we're at a great little spot we went past. I'm going to get that intro out of the road. Once it's over, I'll tell you all about it. So don't forget to like and subscribe while the intro's playing. That's why I put it up there. And when we come back, I'll show you around this great little place and tell you all about it. Cheers, guys. Okay guys, welcome back. Well, where are we? We're in the little township of Amiens. I think it's Amiens. I'll put a photo of the sign up on the screen. So they've got a little memorial here for, it was built by the returned soldiers of the area and some of the community members, and it's to commemorate a lot of the soldiers from World War I, World War II and the Royal Corps of Army Engineers. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute, but before we go in there, we'll just show you they've got a bit of a right. You come in off the road there, either from Stanthorpe, which is only just up the road. We're staying down at Foxbar Falls down there. So you'll see it, there's an old church over the road there. We'll have a bit of a look at that as well. And we've just drove in and pulled in up here. So it's only open between 10 and 1 p.m. on Sundays. They've got a little bit of a museum up there in an old railway caboose they've done up. Looks really stands out when you drive past it. We drove past here the other day, but we didn't pull in because we wanted to get to our camping area. We're only 10 minutes away from where we're staying there at Foxbar Falls. But over here, we'll just show you this over here before we go in and just give you a little bit of history. So you might think that is just a little bridge they put in, or why did they put that bridge in there just to go over here? And you can see how well it's built. It's really well constructed, and it's crossing this little makeshift creek here. And like I was saying, why did they put it here? Well, let's have a look. It really leads to why this place is here. And if you've got any interest in army history or anything like that, and I know a few of my followers will, especially Mr. Buckaroony and the Gidgee Gorilla Ken, you can see up here the Royal Australian Engineers. And there's the Amiens History Association. There's a little bit of writing on there about what this is all about. But you can see a painting there that was done for the Royal AE, the Royal Australian Engineers. And it illustrates the history of their exploits that captured in this beautiful painting by Ian Coates. Because of this, Bailey Bridge Memorial to the RAE is located here at Amiens, Australia. We outline in this poster the RAE's contribution to the Battle of the Amiens that commenced on 8th of August 1918 and which is brought to the end of World War I in what is called the 100-day offensive. The Australian Corps, led by Lieutenant General Monash himself, an engineer, played a pivotal role in the battle, and the engineers were an essential part of the engagement. The plan for the Battle of Amiens was to push the enemy east from Amiens, and the Australians were tasked to do this along the Somme River. A new style of warfare that was pioneered by the Australians was to rapidly advance using all available assets. This replaced the previous style of static trench warfare, and that was so costly and unproductive. The Somme River Valley was difficult to traverse, not only because of the rivers and its tributaries, but was also swampy with numerous man-made canals. These were changed the battle tactics in this location. Were only successful because of the Army engineers adapted to the requirements of the rapid advancing and quickly building and repairing roads and bridges and securing suitable water supplies for the advancing army. So you can see one of the bridges that they built during World War One, and if you have a look at it there, it nearly looks like this one here. So this is to represent the Royal Australian Army Engineers, and that's what all this here is for. So we're going to go in there and have a look around and show you some of the stuff in there. But really great to see such a great memorial to the history of the Australian Army. So let's go in and have a look, eh? It's a solid bridge, I'll tell you. So we'll head over here and we'll see what we can see. Cheers, guys. Okay guys, now that we've finished looking at the bridge and just discussed what this is all about, we'll go and have a look a bit more closely in here. So this is the Amiens Legacy Centre and Township map. So this here will tell you all about the town, where everything was situated and all that sort of thing. So I'll take some photos of these maps and put them up on the screen. And over in the back here behind the memorial bridge there, is just a bit about the mining in the Stanthorpe region. So there was tin mining here, so you can see again a little bit of literature there. I'll take a photo of that. And over here they've got a little bit of a display about the tin mining. Got an old sift there for sifting the tin out, and as it run down through the water, this would have represented the creeks and things like that. And then over here there's a little bit of history with an old caboose that they've set up, and they've got a little museum inside it. Really interesting stuff. It's a shame we can't get in here. We won't be here on Sunday, but it'll be something that we'll have to come back and have a look at another time. But all this was built by returned servicemen, things like that, to just commemorate their sacrifice to all of us during all the world wars. So a lot of the soldiers and that set up around this area were all returned soldiers, and they were all come out here after the war looking for jobs and set up farms and probably supply a lot of the produce and that we have today in our supermarkets. So soldiers, settlers and community and entertainment. So that was some of the entertainment and that they had in the area. The Druid Society, Flying Fox Cricket Club, all that sort of thing. All the stuff you would do in the local town. The industries, there was a canning factory which would have been for all the fruit in here. And a lot of the old buildings and that wouldn't be here anymore. But a lot of it was all for, like, all returned soldiers, as I've said. Macbeth House in Amiens in 1920. You can see all the old buildings there. I'll take photos of all these and put them up on the screen at the end so you can have a look at them. And there's a little bit of literature there as well to do with the town and that itself. Have a look at that photo there. So there's snow on the ground there in front of the church, which is just over the road there, so would have been bloody cold then. We'll have a look at this old caboose there now. So you've got a bit of an old railway line here that represents what was here. A little bit of a sidecar there. Now this here, there's the coat of arms there. And down here, there's just a bit on the restoration of this carriage. There's another board there, I'll put that up on the end. So this cart was built in 1909, it was as a BX 489, and it was used in Brisbane and in the network. And during World War II, it was converted to a hospital. And in 1943, it was part of the hospital train. In 1947, it was rebuilt again, and it was put in with toilets, painted green, and it was part of a tourist travelling art gallery. In March 1967, it was converted for the last time. That was the year I was born, and it was placed in railway sidings area in Queensland for employees to camp in when working away from home. It was retired in 1999, and it was bought by the Ipswich Rail Museum and donated to the Amiens Historical Association, who did it up. Now you can see how bad a condition it got to them Hopefully the glare's not too bad, but there it is coming off the truck, all bent and most of the timber work missing. That's a bit of a photograph of the inside, outside, and you can see there all the volunteers. Young bloke there having a bit of a smile, and have a look at it now inside. Absolutely brand new. So we can't get inside it, it's not open today, but it's really well set out. Inside up here there's heaps of historical stuff. If I hold the camera up there you might be able to see inside there, but you'll have to come here yourselves and have a look, and we'll have to come back again and so we can have a look. So there's a little bit of visit of the Prince. His Royal Highness Edward the Prince of Wales toured Australia in 1920 to thank Australians for their participation in World War I. He toured all 6 Australian states, spending 8 days in Queensland after arriving at the border of Wollongara in Queensland. The Prince of Wales train was pulled in by a steam locomotive C18 number 693. So there you go. Prince of Wales, His Royal Highness Edward the Prince of Wales. So he was here in 1920. Well, in Queensland. He may have well been here too. But you can see other stuff. I can see an old German helmet in there. Some old bottles and stuff like that. It's an old school desk here. Probably sign that there if you want to. We'll walk down here a little bit further. It's good to see them have like the old railway line there as well. Now down over here, they've got a little fire pit area. They probably come down here and have get-togethers at times, and you can see they've got a little fire pit there. And over here they've got a sign recognising the Kemwa people. I've probably said that wrong. We have to recognise the traditional owners of this land, and we appreciate them and what they've done for us. So there is some Aboriginal artworks on some of the rocks in the area that you can visit. There is a little bit of a map there that shows you those, and there's a little bit of history about the traditional owners of this area and what they have contributed and what they've done for the community. So we thank them. So we might head over to the church in a second, but just up the back here we'll have a look. There's also probably the old rail house. So like I said, all this stuff here has been built and it's called the Soldiers Settlers area. It's mainly to commemorate the soldiers of all the wars, World War I, World War II, that have settled in this area. So over here is probably the old station house, and you can see that magnificent painting up there. Looks really good, doesn't it? Banjo Patterson's poems, I can read the book. The history of the British Empire. So it's really well done, isn't it? Yeah, it just looks the part. So we'll head over to the church now and have a look over there. There's a little bit of a memorial here to the soldiers as well. It was opened in 2018, carved into a bit of granite. And down the front here I noticed the Tipperary train and picnic area. So over here they've got a hedge that looks like a train. Kids can come down and jump on it, and looks like Thomas the Tank on the front, and got the wheels into the hedge and the boilers. You can jump up there and get your photograph and drive the train. And in the back you got all the seats. How good is that, eh? They've really made it look the part. So we'll just head over to the church over here, have a quick look around there, and then we might finish off, eh? But if you have a look at that sign over there, it'll tell you a little bit of history about the area. There is a sign on here, private keep out, so we won't go in there. It's all fenced off. But that's the old church there. We won't go in there. Respect their wishes. It would be nice to be able to see in there. I reckon it'd be pretty good. But it says private, keep out, so we will. Little old toilet on the back there, and the old windows in the side there, so really pretty. Great big old tree out the front there. So there you go, guys. So if you're travelling to Foxbar Falls, or you're down in the Stanthorpe area, make sure you put this on your must-do list, especially if you've got a keen interest in a bit of history from returned soldiers. This is a great memorial to them and the Army Corps of Engineers, like we were talking about at the start there. So, cheers guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, queries or comments, just leave them down below and I'll get back to you. So, thanks very much, stay safe, look after each other, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.